People always ask how I balance my family life with 400 shows a year. I'm just doing what I love with the people I love. It's my magic life.
I like Wes Iseli. I like everything about him.
All right, we're back. This week it is Natalie and I. Man, we have been fighting a cold for 2 weeks. I don't know if you can hear it. I feel like I'm nasally.
It's cold. It's leftovers from the flu.
Am I nasally still? Do I
sound a little nasally right now.
Oh.
But it's that we got sick 2 weeks ago. The whole family. It was definitely the flu. Fevers, bathroom stuff, all of it, and everybody. And then obviously the kids bounce back quicker. But we're all still have a cough. And I don't know what's going on. It won't go away. And by the end of the day, which is now, every day, my throat is sore from coughing and talking too much.
If you mention cough and you start coughing, it makes it worse.
Yeah.
I was wheezing earlier today. We took a nap together earlier today. We had the day off, office work day. We took a nap and Natalie started coughing. She laid her head on my chest. She started coughing. Then I started coughing. Then I had to throw the covers off and jump out the bed. And I was wheezing hard, man.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It's not fun.
And I was fine till you started.
Sorry.
Anyway, that's what we've been going through. But dude, so many times in these 2 weeks, I'm like, well, I'm finally over it. It's behind me. Yeah, I got a weird something in my lungs. Yeah, but I'm over it. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting better. I feel it.
I wish I could feel that way.
So
just for a minute.
Yesterday, I started raking the trails in our backyard. How much did I do? I didn't do a quarter of them yet.
I don't know, but you got
a tenth of it.
It was still a lot.
Still a lot more.
I know, but you got a lot done.
I was out there from like 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock raking leaves. I am sore. Every muscle on my back is sore. My arms are sore. I got sunburn on my bald head. I got sunburn on my neck.
Because he doesn't listen to me and put sunscreen on. Or wear gloves so that he doesn't get blisters on his fingers.
I got blisters.
Wear gloves. That's what they're meant for.
But I feel like it put me worse off with the cold because today I slept all day long. I've just been
probably partially allergies too.
Allergies as well, yeah. Because I am, I felt it yesterday. Like
that might be what's contributing a lot to your nasally because it's really just a cough that's left for the sickness. So it could be the nasally is the allergies from being outside all day.
But the boys went outside with us. They played with us.
Oh, they played all day outside. It was such a beautiful day.
It was really nice. It was in the 80s.
I had all the windows open in the house and just fans going. It was nice inside. It was nice outside. We've slept with the windows open the past 2 nights. Can't do that tonight. It's going to get down to 40 degrees, but it was nice the past couple days.
The boys were just supervising.
Yeah.
And at one point, like, I can rake the trails. That's fine. But when you're going around the work shed that I have in my backyard, there's lawnmowers, there's bicycles, there's piles of wood. It's easy to leaf blow that part. You just blow that part because it's a mess. And I have earbuds in, and I hear a I'm like, what the heck? Is my phone vibrating? No. And I look down, there's a newborn mouse or rat laying there just screaming for its mom.
So it's like, I mean, it was like an inch and a half.
Well, speak louder.
That's what I said.
Inch and a half.
And his eyes were closed still, and he was so flippin' adorable. I know I don't want him around when he's older, but dang it, he's so cute right now. And but I have we tried to find where the nest was. We tried to find other babies. You know, the mom just ran when she heard the noise. So put him back in the vicinity of where he came from. And I just hope his mommy found him. I hope. Fingers crossed. But the boys just thought that was awesome. And,
I put it in
Lana thought it was so cute. I thought it was cute too.
I just put it in a lid of a container, big container.
Yeah.
And carried it over to him and showed it to him.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, tell him I said he needs his mommy for milk.
Yes, that Wes told the boys that he needs his mommy for milk, and the
We
boys
can't
had
keep him.
yeah, we can't keep him, and the boys had their cups out, and Julian goes, "Oh wait!" and he runs and gets his cup. He opens it up, and he starts putting it towards the mouse to give him. I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet, but he can't have that." He had water in his cup because he got warm outside, but it was really sweet. He wanted to help take care of him.
And last week they were asking me for potato chips to play outside.
Oh yeah.
And there's a bumblebee, a big fat bumblebee swarm around our porch. And I tell the boys, and Lana, when we first moved in, that's Bumble. He lives here.
He's
Every
nice.
bumblebee out here, that's Bumble.
Yep.
We'll go all the way to the tree house at the end of the property if there's a bumblebee over there. That Bumble followed us.
Yep.
Whatever. But we told the boys that those kind of bees are okay. Yellow jackets, not okay. Those kind of bees are okay.
Yeah, they
Oh, he's our friend.
Yeah.
So they're throwing potato chips at him, trying to feed him. Not gonna eat it.
It was very sweet.
You're wasting it. You're wasting
They're
it.
trying to take care of the wildlife. I mean, that's better that they were trying to whack at it. So trying to.
Oh,
give
they
them
were still
potato
doing that.
chips.
They were still taking a stick and chasing bugs like a baseball bat.
Poor Mr. Bumble. Well, you found something else while you were raking.
Over here, I found a tiny snake, so little that Natalie said, "That's not a snake, Wes. It's a worm."
When you were carrying it over, I was like, "You joking? That's a worm." And then you put it down. I was like, "No, that's a snake."
His little tongue's coming out.
Yeah. It was the tiniest little snake I've ever seen. Teeny weeny little black snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Again, cute when he's that small. I don't want him anywhere near me when he grows up.
I don't want him anywhere on my property. Stay in the woods.
Yeah.
Stay out. But I mean,
the boys thought it was cute, and Julian wanted to pet it. And we're like, "No, don't touch it. He will bite you."
Especially when it's scared like that. You don't know what's going to happen.
He wrapped himself in a knot. Like he had knotted himself. And Lana was like, "I hope he knows how to get out of the knot." I was like, I think I'll figure it out. But yeah, I can't help him. I don't want to get bit. But yeah.
So during this whole cold thing, anytime I have an illness, if I look up like what's wrong with me or something, Natalie just laughs.
I do.
I can never do research.
He's a hypochondriac.
But I can never do any of my own research.
You could have a common cold and come upstairs and say, "Oh my gosh, I might have cancer." It's like, honey, you have a cold.
But also, hey, Natalie, this could be this. And she's like, Wes, where'd you hear that? But honey, I am starting to get cold in my feet. I am starting to get extremities.
See, you will get whatever symptoms are listed.
But
just by thinking about it. You didn't have cold feet beforehand, but all of a sudden that's a symptom that you're reading of whatever, and all of a sudden you have cold feet.
But I get no love. I just get laughed at.
Yes. Because see, this is I call it the Iseli blood is coming out. There's a lot of oh me, oh my on the Iseli side of the family. They get sick. They get something. It's oh me, oh my. I mean, I can't tell you how many times he has said he is going to die when he has a cold. And it's just a cold.
I just get lucky.
And then I ask him, "Have you taken the medicine I told you to take?" "No." "Well, then I have no sympathy for you. You're not taking something that could help you."
Sometimes I just want love.
"Well, I will give you all the love in the world."
You laugh at me.
"Yeah, well, it's because you're a hypochondriac, and I know that you're not going to die."
Sorry, we're still coughing, guys. Talk about Lana's musical theater thing.
Yeah, so Lana had, she took a 10-week class again. This was her third time taking musical theater, and she absolutely loved it. And on the last week, they do a little performance. And this time it was a combination of scenes from Wicked and The Wizard of Oz. And she had like 8 people in the class, I think. And it's specifically for homeschoolers because it's in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day. And so she did this for homeschoolers to be able to have a chance to do some theater. And Lana loves it. And they had their performance, and my parents drove, I don't know how many hours it takes me to get to Richmond. 3, A little over.
Yeah, it must be.
So they took a pretty long round trip and they came and watched, and she did a really good job. Every time she takes the class, she gets better and better. And she does more. She's just getting more confident, and she's getting better at it. And I think we both were very proud of her.
Well, when she first was taking it, I mean, full body shakes.
Oh.
And it's like, I don't understand. You're on stage every day. Yeah, but I'm not with you, Dad. And the teacher said something, and she said, well, Dad doesn't ever get nervous. Well, Dad's
like every day. Yeah.
Dad does that every day. Dad does a show every day. Dad's used to it. You've never done this show before. And I'm like,
yeah, she said.
I guess I would be nervous if I did a 100% new show. I guess that would be nerve-wracking.
And she was like, if you did this show and you did this performance 50 times, the 51st time, you probably wouldn't be that nervous because you had it down. This, 10-week class is not that long. It's only an hour and 15 minutes each week. 10 weeks, but the 10th week is the performance. So really you have 9 weeks of practice and then the performance. So yeah. But she did really, really well. And I was very, very proud of her. And she was Glenda. She was Dorothy. She was Hunk. He turns into the Scarecrow. Once they're at the Wizard of Oz, but this was pre going into Oz. She was Hunk. So she played a bunch of different roles. She had a bunch of different lines. She did really, really well. Yeah, I was proud of her. Our little performer.
What happened when you went all day that Saturday to help Lana? What did I do with the boys? I sent you pictures all day. We did a lot of it.
Well, you had the
outside
fun stuff. You had, I don't know. You were just hanging out outside.
But I sent you pictures all day long. The gecko.
The gecko, and you guys took a walk, and then you built Jurassic Park thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the theater thing was like 3 weeks ago, and then this week we had to do the ballet recital, and Natalie left really early in the morning, like 9 o'clock.
We left about 9 in the morning because we had to get her to ballet. This was ballet tech rehearsals, and her class had a practice in the morning, and then everybody had to be there at 5. And since it's 45 minutes an hour, depending on traffic, we just stayed there. So we just packed lunch and just hung out there. And she watched some other classes rehearse for a little bit, and then she came and hung out with me. I just did schoolwork all day. But yeah, so she had a morning rehearsal that she had to have her hair done and her costume on, and then in the evening she still had to have her hair done, and then but makeup too. And then they put on their costumes and they ran through the whole thing, because it's not just she's in ballet, but there's bunches of other ballet classes for different ages. There's tap, there's jazz, there's modern, there's hip hop of different ages. So there's a whole bunch of different people. And then they had the orchestra playing there. They had a couple soloists playing, people singing. So it was a whole big old production. And they told the story of Moses from when he was born and put in the basket all the way up through the Israelites being free and marching around Jericho and everything. And so it was really neat what I got to really see, because the boys, it was about an hour and a half show. And the boys were on my lap the whole time. And so they were excited, and I thank God that they got real excited when Lana was on stage. So that helped so that I could take pictures while she was on stage. But then if she wasn't, it was kind of like trying to get them interested in the other people dancing or the other things going on. And they kind of got a little bit,
so it was slower.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 4. Some of it was slower, and you're watching people ballet dance, and it's slow.
They were more interested. They paid better attention when it was the hip hop and the moving around more. But some of the ballet that was slower, they got a little antsy during.
They loved the frogs.
They loved the frogs. They were these cute little girls and one little boy. There's a big old class, and they were supposed to be the frogs for the plague of the frogs. And they came out and danced, and they're just, oh, they're so cute. And besides Lana, they clapped for them the loudest.
Well, they said they're cute little kids.
Yeah.
They're little kids.
Yeah.
They're probably older than the boys. Yeah. But the boys are saying they're little kids. Aren't
Right.
they cute?
Yeah. And we were up in the balcony because that was another thing. I told Wes, I said, we gotta get there because they wanted all the dancers there at 5 to get dressed and ready. And then they're gonna have a cast meeting at 5:30. That's when the doors open. The thing starts at 6. I'm like, we gotta be there at 5, maybe a little bit before, because I want to be the first person at the door. I want good seats. Well, there's only one other person that was right there at the door. So I sat down right next to him. And then a line forms going a different direction. And I'm like, I'm right here. So I was like, I hope I can get in because I've been here the whole time.
And that lady had 12 people join her,
right,
which pushed Natalie out as well.
Yeah. So then the doors open, and I'm like, well, we'll get what we get. It is what it is. And I wanted front row seats, and I was like, oh, look, there's a front row seat nobody's sitting in. And I get up there, it's reserved for the teachers. Did the teachers ever sit there? No. But anyway, by the time you get up front and everybody's coming from another door they opened first, go figure, there's nothing except for way back in the back. So I was like, let's go up. So we went up to balcony, got front row balcony seats, which was perfect. We were on the good side to see Lana and everything. So it was good seats.
That was just luck.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it worked out well. And honestly, that was good seats, and the boys enjoyed going up right up to the little balcony thing. And,
the glass thing.
Yeah. And so they probably, from that viewpoint, thought those kids were younger than they were because they were back a bit. But yeah.
So the day before, during the rehearsals, I had the boys all day because Natalie was in Richmond with Lana.
Yeah.
And we spent the whole day outside, fed the animals, and they get to pet the ducks and the chickens.
Oh, they had stories about the chickens. They were up here, and then they went like this. They fluttered their arms like the chicken does the wings. And
Lex tried to sit in the swing today when I fed the animals.
Did he really?
We have a chicken swing.
Yeah.
It's a piece of rope with a board.
Yeah.
He tried to sit in it. He was getting all comfy and holding it. Get off of that!
That's funny.
But we have I don't know, it's 5 feet, 4.5 feet off the ground, just a 4x4 against the wall. And I caught a chicken, put him up there, caught a second chicken, put him up there. And you could tell when they're getting down, they look left and right and kind of lean forward and slowly lean forward and then flutter to the ground. And the boys just absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I caught a duck and had them pet the underside of the duck because it's so soft.
Yeah.
Lex was a little hesitant.
He usually is.
Julian was all over it.
Oh, I bet he was.
I asked him to help me feed the birds, and I have red Solo cups, and I filled it with seed.
Yeah.
And I said, just give him a little bit. He went, golly, he dumped the entire thing for 2 doves.
They won't need to. You won't need to refill that for days.
It's awful. It was awful. It was a waste. And I'm like, oh well, I messed up. So the next kid, and I let him take turns. The next kid, I only get 1/10 of a cup.
A little bit in there.
Give it all to him.
Yeah, that's funny.
But they helped me feed animals. We found a gecko running through the yard. They chased it to a tree.
Did they call it a little dinosaur, like you told me?
Dinosaur first, then I don't know if I said gecko, they said gecko, but they eventually started saying gecko.
Okay.
They were chasing it around the tree, and then it went up like 50 feet, but they could still see it.
Yeah.
Then they went all the way to the deck, which is across the yard, and sat on the deck eating potato chips, just watching the gecko against the tree. Then they went off the deck and next to the fire pit in the chairs, and they just watched it from the chairs. And when it came down, because the sun was baking it against the tree, you could tell it was getting hot. It was wiggling its tail, trying to cool off.
Yeah.
He went down and went in the leaves, and Julian, was almost to the neighbor's house, chasing it through the leaves.
Oh,
leave him alone.
Poor gecko.
But as I was going to turn the water hose on, our trash was knocked over, and I'm like, man, what is going on out here? So I had to pick up all the trash, and it was all through the yard. The wind had taken some of it. I don't know, maybe the wind. And upon doing research, some stuff was crushed that it wasn't a raccoon, it was a bear. And by the time I realized it was a bear that had knocked over our trash cans, the boys were going to walk one of the trails, and we found this mound of bear poop. And it looked like it left sprinkles on top of birdseed.
I got a phone call while I was in Richmond, and I said, "Hello, does a bear poop in the woods?" That's how he answered the. I said, I believe so." And then he FaceTimed me and shows me this big pile of poo. I was like, "Nice, that's
Honey.
what I wanted."
And then Natalie said that was nice of him to do it right on the trail. He couldn't have walked off the trail a little bit.
Couldn't he gone off to the side?
Tag on it.
That would have been the polite thing to do after he scattered trash all over our yard.
But yeah, so I picked all that up, and then the boys wanted to go on a bear hunt. So I had a BB gun, and we walked in. I'm like, what am I doing with a BB gun? If I see a bear, BB gun's just gonna piss him off.
Piss him off, yeah.
But the boys felt safe.
But then the bear came back the next day too. That night he came back again and scattered the trash again. And yeah. So the following night we had the windows open and you hear the
Oh wait. What was I doing?
Oh, Wes had set himself up in our laundry room, which is kind of almost directly above where our trash cans are. And he had his little BB gun ready to shoot at the bear.
My sniper rifle pellet gun.
Yeah.
I just was scared.
And
Scared.
But I had the windows open in the house and I was upstairs doing schoolwork and I hear this. I mean, and you can tell it's something bigger and it's walking slow. And I run because I didn't know he was all set up to shoot the darn poor thing. I run to tell Wes, I said, "I think the bear's outside." He said, "Yeah, I know, I heard him." But then our windows were open and the boys were downstairs
being dinosaurs
in the living room being dinosaurs, being all loud and yelling. So he didn't come. He hasn't come by the past 2 nights. So we'll see if tonight, because we have the windows shut because it's supposed to get down to 40 degrees. We'll see if he comes by
it's
again.
Funny
or not.
that the bear's afraid of 4-year-old twins.
Well, he doesn't know how old they are.
Well, and bears might have the same thing. Dude, it's a family. There's a mom there with babies.
There's cubs there. Better not get close to the cubs.
What do you think?
Maybe.
I wonder if that's the thing for real.
Mama bear's around somewhere. There's a baby cub.
And I tell you what, anybody listening, that's a mama bear right there.
Yeah, boy. Absolutely. They're my babies.
Yeah, it's a mama
bear. I got in
bear.
front of them in a fire the other day, too.
Well, tell them about that. That was nuts.
Well, he put something in the fire.
I put nothing in the fire.
We burned trash. Just paper trash and all. And I don't know what was in there, but it made a and something popped. And then you hear the sound again. And the boys at this point had come around and were sitting down, had their little food, sitting down, watching the fire, eating some food. And you hear this, and I just kind of scooted in front of them. And Wes like, "What you doing?" I said, "It popped last time. Something flies out. It's going to hit me instead of them. I don't want them to get hit."
They were far enough back.
I don't know. You don't know how far it can shoot.
You're just amazing.
Oh, stop it.
You're like a superhero.
Anyway, luckily.
And then Lex said, and Lex is eating french fries. He said, "Move.
I can't see.
Move.
I can't see." And then it went poof. I was like, okay, I can move now. It's done. But absolutely. I get in front of a bear for my bear cubs. 100%. I doubt I would win the fight, but I give my little bear cubs a running shot. Getting away.
And here's the thing. Hey, Natalie, I've been mauled by a bear. The internet says it's not good. Ah, you've been doing I can't talk. You've been doing research on the internet. You're
Put
fine,
a
Wes.
Band-Aid on it. It's just a scratch.
God, no, Natalie, it says I'm dying. Wes, you got it on the internet.
If you got mauled by a bear, I don't think you'd have to look it up. I think we could just take you to the hospital. That's different.
You're not dying, Wes. Put your innards back in you.
Just stuff them in there. Hold it closed till we get to the doctor. You'll be fine.
But so, yeah, I set up in a little sniper loft in our laundry room. I got one of these chairs out here, set over there. I set my TV up. I was watching Netflix, and I had my little pellet gun. I had the window open. It was a beautiful night. It was a beautiful night.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I was just waiting for him. He never showed up.
No.
And then Lana said, "Are you staying up all night?" I said, "Lana, I used to do 24-hour magic shows. I can't stay up all night waiting on a bear. I don't know what time he comes." And then come 11:30, I'm like, Well, he never showed up. I'm going to bed.
Now you get little boy tired if it's much past 11:30. And I had the windows open, so he's like, "If you hear it, let me know, and I'll go."
Well, I left the window open all night long in the laundry room because I didn't want that to scare him off. I wanted the bullet in his butt to scare him off.
But anyway,
Um,
I didn't hear anything, and I probably would have woken up if I was something
walking through the woods.
With the windows open anyway.
Yeah, and it's so funny because we're out in the country, and just it's different now since we don't have a dog.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot more you're seeing a lot more animals come in closer and closer. I mean, we've had turkeys and all sorts of different types of birds,
bear,
yeah,
birds,
a bear.
Yeah, and it's funny because it gets come nighttime, and I'm like, Lana, you didn't take the trash out. Go take the trash out to the road. You're fine. Nothing's gonna get you. And then I'm like, oh crap, I ain't going out there. It's a bear out there.
Yeah, I told her today. She was gone all day today. She got home, and it was, a little bit before 8 o'clock, and I'm looking, and the sun's almost down. I was like, hey, Lana, you might want to go take your cycling to the road before it gets too dark. She ran. I mean, she ran the cycling up the road. She doesn't like doing it, even at dusk. But it's like, you got to get out there. If you wait much longer, it's going to be dark. But yeah, she took it.
I don't know if the bear messed with her with that loud.
Probably not. But I mean, can you imagine if the bear was there and she came out, she got her earphones in, looking down at the ground, and she gets up to the trash can, and there's the bear. I don't know who would have more of a heart attack, the bear from her screaming or Lana from seeing.
And then a couple weeks ago, she said, she didn't want to take the trash out. Dad, please go with me. And Willow, she used to sucker Willow into going with her. We'd ask her at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m. I'll do it. Now it's dark. Now she's literally in tears. I'm scared. I have no pity for you. I've been asking you all day. It's on your calendar that every Thursday you do this. I mean, there's no reason to forget this. Life lessons. You need to learn this, right? To prepare for the future better. She used to sucker Willow into it. Willow go with her.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm not going. If you want to take Lex will go with you. I'll go. So Lex goes out there. I'm like, what protection is Lex for you? He's 4. But that makes her feel better.
Somebody with her, which is weird because before Casey died, I'd tell her to take the dog with her. But for some reason that didn't. And Casey had sharp teeth and would try and protect her.
Casey would protect her.
Yeah, Casey would have tried to protect her. And she was a little dog, but she'd do her darndest.
Well, there's no bear around when she was alive.
No. And so I don't know why she seems to feel even better to have Lex with her than she did Casey, which is odd because you'd think Casey would make her feel more safe because that dog would have died for her. So
Lana spent all day today at King's Dominion, and this was another pushing her out the nest type thing.
Yeah. Well, okay. So she's not a big roller coaster fan at all. She only wants to ride it with me or Wes. And so she's like, I don't think I want to go because I don't want to ride roller coasters. And I was like, well, I don't think that's okay. You don't have to ride anything you don't want to ride. You just wait for them and let them ride the rides. You'll have your phone. You can, keep yourself entertained while they're riding. I think you should go. It's really sweet of them to invite you. And that was really the only thing holding her back, was she was afraid that she'd be holding them back by not riding rides. So I told the mom, I said, she would really love to go, but she's afraid she's going to hold you guys back because she's not a big fan of roller coasters. And the mom was like, oh, don't worry. Her daughter, who's a year or 2 younger than Lana, she's like, she doesn't really like roller coasters either, so they can hang out together. And I was like, all right, well, that makes it even better. So she went and she had a good time. She really enjoyed herself. She'd been telling me stories ever since she got home. She rode quite a few rides. Yeah. And she even rode a roller coaster so her least favorite part of roller coasters is the part where you're going up that first hill, the ka-chunk, 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 ka-chunk. Because one time, me and her went on a roller coaster and we got stopped partway up that first hill because somebody pulled out their cell phone.
To start recording.
Yeah, they put it away when they got told to put it away over the loudspeaker. We went up another little bit and stopped again, and the guy wouldn't put his phone away. And so we just stayed there because people were like, we are not letting the roller coaster go until your phone is put away. So we waited and we waited. And of course, Lana's scared half to death because we're halfway up the hill. And, you know.
All their weight is
So
against the back of the seat because they're aimed straight up.
And she's trying to just look at her lap and just not look this way, not look, I'm like, it's okay. We're safe. We're fine. There's nothing wrong with the ride. There's just some idiot who won't put his phone away. And he finally put his phone away and we got to go. But that has traumatized her just a wee bit.
And I was videotaping it and I'm laughing my butt off. And you could hear Lana going around the loop-de-loop screaming.
Yeah.
She was crazy. And then they come back. I yelled at Natalie, who did that? The cops are at the exit waiting on them. And then everybody's getting off the ride like, where's the cops? But I just made it up, but it scared the heck out of that dude because I knew Natalie was mad at that guy.
Oh, I was not happy. And I don't know who exactly it was, but man, that's not okay. You can't do that. So anyway, she doesn't want to go on a roller coaster. And she'll go on one with me if it's like I can convince her that it's not a crazy one. And she did go on one today because it was one that just instead of going up a hill, it just shoots you off right away. So she was fine with that.
I don't like those.
So she went on that one, and
that's
she went on a couple.
That's like a Tesla car.
Yeah,
get thrown back.
But she went on a few other rides that weren't roller coasters, and she had a good time. It sounded like she had a really good time and enjoyed herself. So I'm really glad that she went.
I mean, she's at the age where when we were in regular school, we went on field trips, and mom and dad weren't there.
Right.
And you're tiptoeing in life, figuring things out,
figuring yourself out. Yeah.
I saw a reel last night. A mom, there's a book, and it's like, the new generation coming up are afraid of everything. Like they won't do anything.
Yeah, like taking out the trash.
But they're afraid of everything, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, you need to challenge them. So she sent the little boy into Chick-fil-A to buy dinner for the family. And the boy's like 8. And she's like, and this is what you do. And if they're mean to you, or they don't take care of you, or they don't accept the credit card coming from you, your mom is in the car parking lot, your mom's not feeling good. She asked you, and that's a lie, but right? And you asked to speak to a manager.
Very good.
And he comes out and she's like, challenge in the book said, no cell phones. He can't talk to me and talk to the people.
He's got to figure it out on his own.
He's got to do it on his own. Here's the other thing. The blinds are shut. I can't see him. He's next in line. I'm out in the parking lot. This is nerve-wracking for me as it is for him.
Yeah.
And the little boy got in the car and got the food. Mom, they asked me if you wanted a large drink. And I know you like the drinks here, so I went ahead and got you the large.
No.
Thanks for looking out for me. And how was it? I didn't have to ask for the manager or anything, Mom. Well, that's good. And what do you think? Well, Mom, it was really cool. My legs are still shaking a little, but I think I want to do it again sometime. It was adorable.
Awesome.
It was adorable.
Aww,
it was adorable.
That's so sweet. Yeah, Lana would be nervous to go in. She's 13.
Yeah.
To do it by herself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I told her today, and I was proud of Lana. I said, look, if a slice of pizza costs $8 and you give them 20, how much change do you get back? She said 12. Okay. The kids there at Kings Dominion don't know that. Yeah. And they don't want to train them that. So you have to use this credit card. And that way they don't have to deal with change. They have to worry about people stealing money. So you're going to have to take your cash and get it on a credit card or talk to the people that's taking you, give them cash, and then keep track of what you spent. So she put on her cell phone, I have $53 of my own fun money and $60 of responsibility money.
Oh,
that's what she put, so she could keep track on her phone.
Oh, that's good.
And she said responsibility money.
Yeah.
That was the money we gave her.
Well, yeah, we gave her money. So if she wanted to buy junk, stuffed animal or whatever, just use your own money for that. But if you need to buy yourself a drink, food, necessities. Here's money for that. And amusement parks are expensive.
Yeah, we didn't know what to give her. I didn't know if that was enough or if that was overkill. I don't know.
It might have been overkill. She came back with the majority of it, but better to give her too much than too little.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember when I was 12, I begged my parents. For some reason, I really wanted to see Roger Raccoon. Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And my dad did not want to go see it. I was 12. My mom could care less. My mom was working night shift. So the movie theater was 200 yards from my dad's video store.
Okay.
So mom drove me over there, give me like $5. Go on in. It was a matinee, so it's probably $3.50 for a ticket. And I got like $1.25 left or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I get? And I'm bad at math. I don't know. I can't do at 12, I was real bad. I'm bad now. I'm real bad then. And I look and asked for a small popcorn. Maybe she gave me $10. I don't know what it was. But then I had just nothing left. And I'm like, but I need a drink. And the ladies, and you don't have enough for a drink. Well, I got popcorn.
Yeah.
And she gave me like a little cup that you rinse your mouth out when you brush your teeth. And she said, there's a water fountain right there, sir. And this is awful.
Aww.
I felt horrible. If I could go back and hug Wes in that moment, if I had time travel, that kid needed a hug. Oh my gosh. And then I'm in there in a movie theater. I don't care how good the movie was. I went to start. I was affected.
Yeah.
Like I started in a hole.
Yeah.
And the movie was weird. I don't remember it. And I might be jaded because
of your experience. Yeah.
But why was I so wanting to see that? I don't know.
Well, maybe your mom wasn't thinking about you getting popcorn and drink. She was just giving you enough money to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
But that's what you always did when you went to a movie theater. You always got popcorn and drink.
Yeah.
Dad always got me a popcorn and drink. That's just what you do.
Yeah.
And I don't pay attention how much Dad paid. I was looking at movie theater posters. I don't.
Yeah. You're a kid. You don't know how much stuff costs. I get it.
Yeah, that was anyway, so Lana tried to teach her some life lessons.
Yeah.
And she was afraid not to go. And I'm like, well, that's the only excuse. You don't really have an excuse.
No.
You can set out rides. It's gonna be fun. And not that we're trying to get rid of her, but we're trying to have her have those moments.
Yeah. She needs to she needs to, what do you call it, spread your wings?
Yeah.
She needs to do some stuff without us.
But she goes to summer camp.
Her. Yeah. I missed her. It was weird not having her here. The boys woke up after she left, and Lex went, I gotta go get Lana. He thought she was still in bed. She's not here. I'm gonna go get Lana.
I'm gonna go check.
Yeah. He came back, Lana not here. That's what we said. She went on a trip today. And then came downstairs for dinner, and she still wasn't back. Where's Lana? Remember, she went on a trip. She'll be here soon. She came back while we were still eating dinner. Both of them ran to the door, saw her out the little windows and next to the door, and just stood there waving their arms and running in place. Lana! She got the best welcoming committee when she walked in the door. She couldn't do anything, but she had to hug them. They wouldn't let her pass without a hug. And I just thought that was really sweet. It's an age gap, and that really worried me. But so far, it hasn't been too big of a deal. So I'm sure there's going to be a time where they, especially when she first moves away, starting her own thing, might not be as close. But hopefully, they'll come back together. So I really want that for them. I really want them all three to have a really good sibling relationship, because that's all I ever wanted, was a good relationship with a sister, to have somebody I could just tell my deepest, darkest secrets and not worry about it. You know what I mean?
Now you got me.
I don't have that. Yeah, I got you. But I'm saying.
I know, but listen, and then I come to her with my deep, dark secrets. I looked it up online. I might have this.
Bull.
That's what I get.
I think you don't have it.
I couldn't tell her my deep, dark secrets, and she just laughs in my face.
Have any of those diagnoses ever been correct?
No, I delete
No.
them after you poo-poo.
No, they have never been
Um,
correct. Not once.
Eventually they'll be right.
Lord, I hope not.
We did a show in Northern Virginia a couple days ago, and it's a show
yeah.
we've been doing for 15 years,
Oh,
20
since
years.
Lana was a baby, or well, that means
We've been
before
doing
that.
it. We've been doing it since Shenandoah Crossing, so that's before Lana was born.
Yeah, okay.
You remember?
Yeah,
'Cause
I just remember the lady that
remember we
first.
were pushing it in to Shenandoah Crossing, and I told you we could start trying for Lana.
Yes, I remember.
That was Shenandoah Crossing.
Yes, I remember
Well,
that.
tell that
Yeah,
story.
I remember that vividly.
Well, tell that story.
I had baby fever so bad, and he wasn't. And I'm like, Wes, I look around, all these people have babies. Why can't we? Why can't we? We'd be good parents. You know,
I want to afford them.
We?
I want to be able to afford them.
Well, at that point, we could. So I was like, why can't we? And I don't know why it came to a head at Shenandoah Crossing, but while we were loading in, we were talking about it, and finally he was like, okay. So, yep, that was the conversation that led to Lana. But it took a lot more conversations to get him to agree to, well, Julian.
Watch your mouth. See?
And then Lex just
you don't know what you asked it for.
slid in there.
She tricked me. I Googled that.
I tricked you.
I Googled that, and she said, that ain't possible. Don't worry about that.
That's your fault, though. 100% you.
How's it my fault?
You overdid it. You overdid it.
Yeah, I did. That's me.
I did not.
I'll take credit for
They're
that.
identical.
Yes, I
so
will.
it wasn't me with 2 eggs releasing. That's not me. That's you. That's your fault.
I broke the egg.
But yeah. So we were talking about the church. Yeah, I just remember the lady who originally hired us, she's moved elsewhere in the country at this point. But she homeschooled her 2 boys, and I remember having conversations with her, and she's the one that got me onto the Sunlight curriculum, and I still use that, so I really like it. But I remember talking to her about that because I was like, I mean, we talked about it a couple years in a row because I was already fretting because I'm like, she's coming up on the age of homeschooling, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I got to do it, but I don't know how to do this. So next year, that's why I'm going to feel like that again. Because next year, Lana goes in high school, and I got to keep track of stuff for a transcript. I don't know what I'm doing. I got to figure that out. Yeah. Lord have mercy on me. But anyway.
So we've been doing this show, and we did it for years, at least 8 years, on November 10th. It was always on my birthday.
Yeah, right around your birthday.
And then something happened with COVID.
COVID hit, and then they had to, obviously, they couldn't do the show. That was by November of 2020. We still weren't allowed to work because it was indoors. There'd be a lot of people. And so they rescheduled it for a different time. And then they never hired us again. And I didn't know if it was, I really wasn't sure if it was for COVID reasons or if it was because they felt like they had to reschedule the show after COVID. So I wasn't sure.
If we upset them because the contract said, hey, you cancel the show, you just pick a different time.
Right.
We'll make it work.
Right.
So we're making them stick to contract.
Yeah. But we were really lenient with COVID. I mean, there's many, many, many people that it never got rescheduled, and there's nothing we can do. That's one of those, what do you call it? The
act of God
things, so it really couldn't have. So the fact that they rescheduled, we were extremely thankful for because we needed shows. But yeah, so I just wasn't sure if what happened. And then she contacted us this year and she was like, hey, we're finally able to do our programs again. Since COVID, we haven't had them. We'd love to have you guys out. And they wanted us in March this year. So I was like, great. Absolutely.
So it wasn't us. And it could be the person that hires us for the event just goes in a different direction. Or there is no department that does that anymore. That happens all the time as well.
Yeah. But this was the same lady that we worked with, for a couple years before COVID. And so, yeah, she reached back out and we did the show and it went really, really well. And
The funny thing is, like, what do you call it? Where all the people sit and sing, congregation. But what is that called? Where everybody sits and sings.
the pew. Oh, the choir.
The choir loft. So at this church,
loft, but it's just
there's
right
a little
there.
choir loft behind us to the side of us.
Yeah, it's
And-
not up high. It's just right there, same level.
But there's a wall, and the
Separate.
kids could hide behind that wall.
Mhm.
And I said, well, they're close. Just stay there. Lana's watching them. And then Natalie can switch in right there, and it's fine. They're on their hands and knees. They're coloring. They're playing video games. They have earphones on.
Yeah.
I got pictures of all that. It's great. At one point in the show, I look over, and they have their Bibles open, and they're just looking over at the crowd, and they're playing with the Bible, reading the Bible, looking
But they're
at the
also
show.
watching. Yeah, it was partway through the show. I was back there with them, and Lana was up doing her thing. They wanted to watch Lana. I want to see Lana. And so they stood up, and I was like, we've got to be quiet. And since they were being quiet, I
They
figured
were.
it was fine.
They were.
And so I was like, I'm not gonna fight that.
I'm
They're
not
being
complaining,
quiet.
yeah.
Yeah. So they just wanted to see their sister do her part of the show. But then they wanted to watch the rest of the show after that too.
And
it was really kind of cute.
and we ended our show with Metamorphosis.
Yeah.
And we had, because of the way the stage is, we had to pull stuff out and pull that up front, put the curtain over it, and then open it up and set it up live on stage.
Yeah.
30 seconds, but it stops the show. I mean, people see us setting it up.
Right.
And get a guy out of the audience. He examines the box. I'm talking to the audience while he's examining the box. And then we got to do Metamorphosis. And we make the switch happen. Now, our curtain is a 360
Mhm.
full curtain. So you can't see magic happen, even if you're backstage.
Mhm.
The boys,
Are backstage.
but they are 5 feet from me. I mean,
Yeah.
I could almost high five them, right? And we do the switch. I don't even know what they said. Oh my goodness.
That was awesome.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Mommy disappeared. Daddy appeared. That was amazing. And I'm unlocking locks and I'm just laughing my butt off. They'd never seen it.
Yeah. They're always backstage. Yeah.
That was amazing. Awesome. I don't care what the audience said. I don't know what the audience did. If they
Oh, they
were
loved
clapping,
it,
if they
yeah.
were doing anything.
Our boys loved it. That was the best part.
But Natalie doesn't know what happened either. Because
No.
she went, you know when you get hurt and you're hearing those?
Yeah.
She said that's what happened to her.
Yeah. So my voice and my throat just kind of locks up sometimes, especially if I have to talk really loud.
And I was eating cough drops and drinking water every chance I had during that show because my voice was trying to lock.
Yeah. So when I'm up on top of the box, I have the curtain and I have to yell 1, 2, 3 and throw the curtain. And then it's Wes that has the curtain. Well, yelling 1, 2, my voice caught and I'm 3. And that distracted me somehow, some way. I did not do my move correctly. And I just hit my shin. It's skinned up, it's bruised, it's still swollen. And I mean, it hurt. You know, when you hit your shin, it really, really hurts. And I hurt my shin. So I'm down there going, owie, 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 but I got to do my stuff. I can't sit there and rub it like I want to. Then I'm just like, ow, 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 ow. And then I'm getting out of the box. And when I stand on my leg, my knee is tweaked. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I hurt myself worse than I thought. But luckily, just walking around a little bit got the knee tweak out. But I mean, I was in pain. I didn't hear a darn thing that the boys said. I had to watch it. Lana had a video of it. She videoed them. And so I watched that later. I was like, oh, that's adorable. But I completely missed it because I was just going, owie, owie, owie. Oh my gosh, I hurt myself. Oh my gosh, I hurt myself. Ow, 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 ow. And not knowing how bad it was.
The metamorphosis is a weird trick. It's like the easiest trick that we do.
Now.
But also the hardest.
Yeah.
If one thing
goes wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it can be so small. It can be a disaster in 2 seconds. So is it dangerous?
It can be. 100%. It can be. But
and when it goes smooth, when it goes smooth, it's the easiest thing in the world.
And here's the thing. I got hurt. Nobody knew.
No.
I mean, my part got screwed up because I got hurt, but nobody saw that. So that's best case scenario. If something messes up and it's like, well, it messed up, but only I know it messed up, or we know it messed up. Nobody else has a clue. That's best case scenario. But yeah, no, magic isn't always safe. Magic isn't always, you get hurt. I've gotten stabbed a few times, but luckily it's not.
It's always
like,
her fault.
What? You're the one shoving the swords in.
You were not where you're supposed to be.
Or you shoved the sword in wrong. But anyway, doesn't matter. Luckily, it's not like real, actual, sharpened, real swords.
No, the tips have been cut, so it's 2 sharp swords coming at you.
It still hurts. You still get
scratched. It's a piece of metal coming straight at your face.
Yeah, but anyway. So I mean, stuff happens.
But that's a weird trick because you can't.
Most of the time, it doesn't.
I have no idea what she does, and she has no idea what I do.
Nope.
And if you think about it, it'll mess you up.
Yep, you just got to go muscle memory. Which thank God I could, because my mind was so taken up with ow, 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 ow.
But it's weird that it's muscle memory doing that trick.
I don't remember anything I did to be ready for when you open the box. I just remember pain. Because it did it automatically, whatever it was. So.
And it's funny because I'm hooking the cloth off of her and untying stuff and undoing it. And she's talking to me. Oh, Shin, I think I have a pool of blood going down my ankles. And I'm undoing locks.
And I'm just smiling while I'm telling him, because you can't cry. You can't let people know you're hurt. You can't be like, oh my gosh, I'm hurt. Because they just saw an amazing trick and they're clapping. You gotta smile and just like,
and the boys.
I hurt my shin so bad, honey. It just, oh my gosh, I think I'm bleeding. And you just smile.
And the boys are going, that was awesome! That was awesome! You missed all of that.
I did.
Yeah.
I was in pain. But anyway. All's good.
Natalie and I did a show in Virginia Beach by ourselves.
Yes.
Because at the beginning of this 2-week sickness that we had.
Yeah, the kids were still real bad off.
The kids were throwing up, and we just had this vocal thing going on.
Yeah.
And we just left them at home.
Yeah.
But what did we do that day?
Lana,
I felt like
Lana was feeling awful. The boys were just, you could tell they didn't feel good because they were just laying around. And I felt bad, but I knew it was better to leave them than to bring them. But we called at one point and FaceTime Lana, and poor Lana just had tears coming down her face. She's like, I don't feel good. I'm like, oh, honey, I am so sorry. When we get home, all she was doing, she was laying on the couch with the boys. That's all they were doing. She was in there in case somebody puked. I wasn't, when they get sick, you don't worry about potty training. You just, because yes, we are still trying to potty train. You just let it go.
Not Lex. Not Lex. It looked like the bear came in the house today. That's all I'm going to say. Oh my gosh. That kid.
He's still not potty trained for Pete. But anyway.
Oh my gosh.
But yes, he's impressive with the number 2s. But anyway, but yeah, I felt really bad, but really it was better for them to just be able to lay on the couch and just.
Because they'd have been miserable if we drug them along with being that sick.
Yeah. They would have been puking in the car. Whose turn is it for the bucket now? Ugh. So, and then you can't bring them in. So then they're just sitting in the car, and we couldn't take the RV because they didn't have enough parking for the RV there. So they would have been stuck in the Magic Van because that's the only other car we can all fit in. So
Natalie has this thing with the puke bucket for the kids. And I get it for the little babies, right? The 4-year-olds. But Lana doesn't need a puke bucket. But she likes it. She's grown up with a puke bucket. You can make it to the bathroom at this point, Lana.
Well, she does when she can.
Anyway. But it's funny because the boy's down there with that cough. And I'm at my desk and I turn around. Do you need a bucket? I need no bucket. I'm okay. I'm fine. He's just coughing. And it's funny.
But you're on edge because you're just thinking.
And then when I'm a cough, and the other twin will say, he need a bucket. Yeah, I don't need a bucket. I'm fine. It's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, they're used to it. Yeah, we got you get a little, well, I guess I brought it home from the hospital when I went, but you get a little pink bucket. You get one to take all your stuff home in when you have a baby too. Yeah. It's not like you're puking, but you get a bucket, but it's like a little pink bucket. I don't know. So I saved it, and it's come in very handy for little kids when they have to puke. And that's the thing, they can't, they're at the age of, you leave it in their room at nighttime, and it's really nice because you hear them and they know what the bucket's for, and they feel like they're gonna puke. They at 4 they pick up the bucket and puke in the bucket, but they're not able to make it to the toilet yet. But they got it in the bucket most times. I can't say all the time.
I don't
most
remember
times.
having anything like this when I was growing up. But I don't
I
remember.
do.
You had a
But I
puke
mean-
bucket? But I saw a reel or a TikTok or something the other day, and the people said that they didn't have a puke bucket. They had a universal bucket in their kitchen, just a big plastic bowl they used for everything. So they used it for puking. They used it for popcorn. They used it for pudding. You wash it. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, you wash it. Yeah, but still, I don't know.
That's what they said. That's what they said in their house.
That bucket is just it's just for puke. Because yes, you do wash it out, but no.
Can you imagine?
I don't want to eat popcorn out of it.
Or pudding.
No, that's just for puke. Ew. I mean, yes, you wash it, so I guess it's clean. There's nothing wrong, supposedly, I guess, with what they're doing, but just the messes with your mind. That's the puke bucket. I don't want food in the puke bucket. I just don't. No, thank you.
That's funny. You had a funny reaction to that one. Anyway, all right. What else we got? How much time we have here?
3 minutes.
How many?
3.
I told Natalie after we wrapped up last week. All right, so let me tell you something here. I love conspiracy theories. I don't know what it is. I think it's a guy thing. I don't know what it is, but I love it.
But you almost convince yourself of them sometimes. And that can just be.
I love it. I think they're fun.
It's almost like the hypochondriac thing.
It's fun.
Okay.
I told the reel to Eric Jobel about the biker thing.
Yeah.
And I did not spit it out right during the podcast. And I'm like, I know I'm saying it right, but the words aren't coming out.
Okay.
Then we talked online, and he's like, Wes, here, I sent you some links. And then ChatGPT didn't send him some links. Well, I wouldn't trust ChatGPT. Then he sent me some links, and he said, well, it's more complicated than I realized. Because he found the articles that I found talking about these bikers, and that it was camaraderie for these guys, and it was there was gay bikers.
Okay.
Right. Not that they all started because of gayness.
Okay.
Right. Go to our Facebook group and find the Eric Jobel podcast. In the comments of that, you'll see that whole thing. I was vindicated.
Okay.
On that, because it did not come out right during the podcast, but during that conversation after the podcast, and I'm going to do that a bunch, guys. Anytime I say something stupid, I will put my receipts in that podcast Facebook group, because sometimes I just can't get my words out. Today is a conspiracy theory that is more just a series of coincidences. I am not saying by any means that Pepsi is an evildoer, or that Pepsi is Pepsi is a cabal controlling the world or anything like that.
But the conspiracy theory is
there's a new Mountain Dew conspiracy theory.
Oh no.
What are you drinking?
Diet Mountain Dew.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Oh great.
The Mountain Dew conspiracy.
Uh-huh.
It's always a few weeks to 3 months from a new release. So within a couple week period to 3 months of the day that new product comes out. Code Red came out in August. In September, 9/11 happened. And they said that was a Code Red moment. But the new Mountain Dew flavor was Code Red. It got released, and then 9/11 happened. Maybe Code Red is a 9/11, like, is that what they say? Like, people are dying, it's Code Red. Mass Homicides,
it's
it's a
a-
code red.
Code. Oh,
Multiple murders, it's a code red.
I thought it was in the hospital in the code blue.
I don't know.
Someone's
I
dying.
don't know. But that's supposed to be one of them. Okay.
Okay.
Number 2. Maui Blast was a flavor that came out a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Within a couple months of that flavor being released,
Mm-hmm.
they had the wildfires in Maui.
Oh, geez. That's crazy.
We're just getting started.
Okay.
Star Spangled Splash came out.
Uh-huh.
Star Spangled Splash.
Yeah.
Within a couple weeks to a couple months, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed in Baltimore.
Oh,
Star Spangled
that's
Blast.
weird.
Francis Scott Key
Yeah, right.
Bridge. Come on,
Hard.
Natalie.
Yeah. Weird.
One more.
Okay.
Pitch Black flavor,
Okay.
right?
Never heard of that, but okay.
Then they had the biggest IT blackout in history with CrowdStrike incident.
Oh my.
Code Black.
Wow. Weird.
Dun dun dun. And the new one is like I don't have it written down, but the new flavor they're coming out with is like 7 past midnight or something. And they're like, oh no. That's like
Ah. I wonder what that's gonna do.
are you a conspiracy theorist? It's not gonna do anything, Natalie. It's just a soda name.
What conspiracy will happen?
Yeah, right. I mean,
3 weeks to 3 months after that comes out.
that's just weird. It's
Yeah,
just
that
a
is weird.
Baja Midnight.
Baja Midnight. Who's Baja? Bahamas? The place? Baja?
Baja is like south of California. The Baja Racing.
Oh.
That's like going to California down through Mexico and back up. That's that race.
Uh-oh. When's the race happen?
I don't know, but I think they call it the Baja race because you're in the Baja area. I don't think it's the NASCAR 500 because you're in the NASCAR 500 area. I think it's the NASCAR 500 because it's 500 laps for NASCAR. I think this is the Baja race because it takes place in Baja. It's not the Baja race.
Okay. Now I'm saying. Anyway.
Anyway. All right. Did we fill an hour?
Yes.
Is that an hour?
Yep.
Guys, thank you so much. We got lots of stuff coming up. We got people signed up, ready to do the podcast. It's just some days it's just going to be Natalie and I because today we knew Lana had King's Dominion. We didn't know what time she was going to get back. If we had a babysitter for the boys during this episode. So we said, all right, better do it on our own tonight. So, but we got some cool stuff in store for you. I hope you guys had fun. Hope we entertained you. Hope you learned something. Maybe check out Mountain Dew. See what you think about.
Maybe don't Google your own symptoms. Just, you know.
The only thing we have left to say is see you next week.
Check us out online at wesisley.com and patreon.com/Wes_Isley for behind-the-scenes videos, blooper videos, never-before-seen footage, discounts on merchandise, magic trick tutorials, and more. That's Wes Iseli, spelled WESISELI.